Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Another video inside of Gary's mod in VR. And guess what? We've got another liminal map to check out today. This one titled GM Dreams. And wow, this certainly has a liminal-ish vibe already, doesn't it? I mean, this is just the start of the map, but look at this. This almost familiar looking wallpaper, and I do wonder what's behind that door though. And just these walls and the textures. That surely looks a lot more liminal. Just look at this. In all directions we just get that liminal aesthetic, don't we? Let's try going this way first. Actually, I do want to check what's behind this door. Wow, this looks cool. We'll get back to that, okay. Wow. Just look at this. A liminal hallway. I mean, no matter how many liminal maps explore on the channel, I feel like each new one just comes with its own surprising factors and its own interesting things to note. Which is strange with a concept like liminality, which is supposed to be so familiar. Yet you get so many differences. And there we go. The classic situation is back, in which I wet my socks every Gary's mod video. Look at this though. Just this weird body of water out nowhere, just in the middle of this, what I assume would be a building. I don't really know when this exactly happened, but it seems like at some point, liminal water features, like liminal pools and regular liminal architecture, just sort of merged into one broader liminal concept. It's really cool. And then the internet and Gary's mod, as an example, have taken this concept so far. Oh, look at this. So far, I like what this map is doing. It's sort of not relying on typical liminal imagery that we've already seen in other places. No, it's creating something of its own. Speaking of, wow, look at this. This is unbelievable. Just that perhaps fading memory of your childhood where you were sitting in one of these seats at an auditorium or something and just watching someone deliver a speech or talk about something, just those school memories. And even though it's not the same place, it even sort of has a few vibes of a cinema in a way. Just look at this though, all these seats aligned in a manner as to always face that stage. And while we can't even get up to the stage. Wow, okay, that's an incredible use of liminality in this concept where you have got that stage and clearly it has importance, but there's literally no way to get up to the stage. You've got no stairs, you've got no door in the back there, it's just inaccessible. Wow. That is a perfect example of the way this map is creating new liminal imagery and perhaps even new concepts entirely. It's really cool. Just a structure built for the purpose of being built with no way to access or utilize it. That sums up liminality in a single sentence. What have we got then? This doesn't look nice. Anywhere else we can go? I'm a bit freaked out by that. No, it doesn't look like it. I guess here we go then. This is unbelievable. Just the way we have gone from that confined, almost somewhat claustrophobic space out into the bright open sunshine, where it glows so bright in the distance that you have no clue what's out there. And then this cozy watchtower with those little ships there. It is that concept imagined again that the librarian talks about, the creepy and comfy. And it's done as a connection to liminality, which is, in my opinion, the perfect way to do it. And look at this. Another example of a structure built just for the purpose of being there. No way to enter that tower. Okay, let's go to one of these ships then. Oh, this water is like... Oh my god, I was gonna say waist deep, but no, it's submerging the entirety of my body. And look at this. Just the remains of a sunken ship. I'm not really sure how this adds to the liminal imagery. I mean, sunken ships isn't something you'd see every day, but somehow it's doing it really well. Even that is enough to trigger some sort of weird, absurd feeling in your mind of, I've seen this before, or this looks eerily familiar. Look, there's something out there in the distance as well we can't quite see. Come on, get up. Get up. Oh, this is too steep for me to get up on. There we go. Okay. Can I jump in? There we go. Let's look at this. Yet another boat. Let me take a look inside. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much. Once again, they're probably just there to be occupying that space, not because those boats have any purpose or any meaning. It's just, water. There needs to be a boat there. It's almost as if somebody asked an AI to generate a prompt based on what it saw, and then construct that in the game or in the image. It's like you give it a picture of an empty body of water, and of course the AI is going to imagine some sort of ship or boat in that water, and that's just what we see as imagery. Or if there's a stage and the AI needs to generate an image of that, it's not going to think necessarily about how to access that or if it even makes any sense in the context. It's just, yeah, stage, and that's all there needs to be. It's a fantastic way to sort of think about these images, I feel like. And look at this. The floor is warped around here as if, or even the walls, as if our perception of the world is literally bending. That could be a great way to lead up to a jump scare, which, by the way, I do not know if this map has any. Then complete darkness. All the piping and industrial work on the ceiling. And then a nice brick wall, almost like the back alleys of a city almost like the back alleys of New York. Just out in the middle of this weird place. I mean, this has combined elements of so many different areas, like a bridge or a mall or something else. And then a fallen door. Whoa. And we can just step out into, well, I was gonna say some sort of apartment complex, but this certainly is a weird one, with all four sides enclosing the space here. And I think I have seen that on some other maps, like GM Silent Apartments. But it's always a bit weird, isn't it? And these benches just laid out here when you really don't get a great view from them, except straight into the house of someone living in one of these apartments, just straight into their livelihood. And look at that, a contrast. Going from warm lighting to cool lighting and then warm again. It does create a sense of separation. Look at this. It's a long pathway leading down to a structure that will probably make no extra sense after we get there. It's just how it is. That's another cool thing to think about liminal imagery is they don't make more sense relative to how much more you look into them. No, they always just make the same amount of sense. It's not like analyzing liminal imagery will make it clearer or less liminal, necessarily. I don't like this, and look at the way it's contrasted. Weird, creepy hallway. Nice, lovely outdoors. I'm gonna choose weird, creepy hallway first. You know what they say, save the best for last. I don't like this. You know, I don't care if nothing happens, but just the way it built up tension was good enough. Can't do anything here. Just the tension build up from walking down that hallway, noticing nothing happens, so your only choice is to turn around and face the way you came from. No. And nothing happens yet again. Oh my god, it's almost as if a jump scare would be better, because it would relieve all that tension, but now it's just built up tension, once from me going there, and then once coming back, and then it's done nothing to get rid of it. It just builds up anxiety and then lets it stay, and look at this. Wow. What a great example of liminality this is. An obviously familiar spot, just the nice outdoors, but then these benches staring at it with a separator in between them, that fence. Honestly, I feel like this is a place I've seen in my childhood. And I know that's the whole point of liminality, but this one specifically certainly makes me feel that way. It's another liminal spot. And yet that tension just lurks in my mind of whatever happened there. Or whatever didn't happen there. Alright, let's head down the long pathway then. Okay, there's just... that line of water just extended out to that gateway there, that entrance, and the sunlight just beaming on top of it. Fell in. There we go. And it just connects back to the hallways. In fact, I think we've seen this before, this entrance here. Yeah, we have seen this. It just connects back here. Oh my god, it's all the way back at the beginning as well, I think. Was that... yeah, that was where we started. Oh my god. That's incredible. That's another thing I've seen with these liminal maps. They just all connect in a wonderful manner. So tell you what, let's actually explore the area behind here then. Let's go here first and look at this. It's almost like a little tiny neighborhood. Well, with all those sort of cookie cutter house designs. Just a mini little residential area. It has a weird feeling of being on a miniature set from a film. Doesn't it? Or some sort of... I don't know, some sort of massive toy store maybe could have this kind of design. Nonetheless, it is a bit uncanny, isn't it? Oh well. We shall move on towards this room of purple lighting. I'm really liking this, okay. Or is it purple lighting or purple glass? I guess we'll find out. No, it actually is purple lighting. Look at this, almost like a store. Maybe just something to continue with that miniature neighborhood we've gone. Just nice, nice little market here for shopping. It's really playing into it, isn't it? It's a neighborhood with all the features of one, but some things are really missing, and they're quite significant. Like people and the correct scaling. Alright then, let's go this way. Wow. It's a bit weird, it's almost like a liminal pool space, but without the pool, it's just the walls of a liminal pool area. And then a break from reality as we enter this room of conference. Interrogation. It's weird how you just find stuff like this, rooms like this, out in the middle of a space like this. It's almost just placed there as a side note. But it doesn't really act that way because you can enter it, interact with it, experience it. Oh my god, look at the scale of this place. I have to bend my neck all the way up to look at it. Oh my god. Just these pillars extending out into the sky like that. It's almost like those pipes or whatnot of a factory, but scaled up. Or maybe even not, there might be accurate scale, but placed in a weird space like this with no other correlation, something like that. It's really weird how out of place it feels, doesn't it? Speaking of out of place. Look at this. Not only is it out of place compared to the architecture, but also the rest of the outdoor space we've seen have been completely green and not at all covered in snow, but look at this. What a fantastic imagery. A bench under a street lamp. Just the perfect example of a comfy bench. And then this again break from reality where you just have this gigantic wall with a gateway through it. I mean, this right here is a perfect liminal image. Just look at this. It could even work as a Dreamcore image where you put a black thing over that door and put some weird bizarre text over it. And we can just see these hills extending out as far as we can see. We've got a house. Or some sort of empty structure here. Huh. It's also just been filled with snow. And these almost meaningless windows just looking out into nothingness. The house is completely empty, but if it really served no meaning or no purpose, just to leave it completely empty, then why was it built? Okay, I guess let's head back then where we came from. But no, this section is just incredible. It's, again, a perfect blend of those bizarre concepts that are so common in liminality, just transitioning from one place to another with no meaningful sense or meaningful passage in between them, just almost like teleportation, but not instant. It's kind of like the passage through a dream, where you can easily go from one place to another without really any logical connection. I guess this map is called GM Dreams after all. It's just that concept done as well as it can be, I feel like, in a sandbox game. This portrayal. Nonetheless, let's move on to this place. I mean, look at this. These green walls. Complete change in color, complete change in lighting, and complete change in mood as well. It almost has a weird sinister feel to it, doesn't it? I don't know, this shade of green and the way it's employed in this place almost just takes my mind back to those, I don't know, old sci-fi movies with aliens and whatnot. And Look at this. A plant pot underneath some light, but the plant is entirely missing. I mean, going on the sci-fi tangent makes you wonder if this was like maybe the last plant we were able to carry back with us on a long journey, and we kept it in this room in our spaceship, and then clearly it didn't go well. Nonetheless, it's time to enter this room we've seen before. The one with this little tree here. Wow. The luminance of this light here is so blindingly bright. Just look at this. And I don't know if you can see this, but with the way the compression works on the Quest headset, those leaves or whatnot there just looks like some bizarre standing figures. Wow, it's not even leaves, it's just the wall texture, but with the lighting and whatnot, it really did look that way. And I think that is it. We have explored each and every one of these rooms, I think. Okay, I've just now clipped into this area here, where, if you remember, we could see this boat extending from the distance, but we couldn't really come here in any way, I don't think. I've had to no-clip here, and I don't see any other way to get in here. Well, look at this, just another one of these boats. But then a radio in the distance. It does make me think that we are supposed to enter this place. Probably through no-clip, it's just something the map maker has hidden, I feel like. Anything down here? Oh yeah, we can go down there. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to enter here, is by swimming underneath there, but nonetheless, let's take a look. Nothing in the boat. Well, that's going to be pretty much it for this video, but I just wanted to come back to this section here because I absolutely love this place. This might be one of my favorite liminal rooms or liminal imagery bits that I've ever seen. I mean, this is just fantastic. And the way it's revealed to you as you enter there, you just see this massive empty place with a stage, and then as you go down you see these chairs aligned towards it. And then when you finally get close to it, you realize there's no way to access the stage. And you're just left with that weird, absurd feeling of discomfort that liminal imagery gives you. Nonetheless, that's going to be pretty much it, and I hope you all enjoyed. I really loved this map. It had some really good portrayals of creepy and comfy, and also just liminality and dream logic in general. But yeah, if you all enjoyed, do consider leaving a like, and inshallah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.